welcome back. Let's get straight back to Bronson and with Tom Hardy in the title role. Let's see the trailer from the film. It's a good trailer, lots of different clips, real flavour, and also a bit of a sight of Bronson out of prison as well, because he has been let out in the distant past, and then he broke the parole conditions and went straight back, didn't he?
Yeah, for a very brief amount of time.
Okay, let's have a look.
My name's Charles Bronson, and all my life I've wanted to be famous. I knew I was made for better things. I just didn't know what hands. This is the post office I did own. This is what I got away with. And this is what they gave me.
7 years!
Don't worry, son. You'll be out in 4.
I love you.
I love Brian.
Who's Brian? I did come into this world as Michael Peterson, but I'll go out with my fighting name, Bronson.
Yeah, the armed post office robbery that got him put away for 7 years, all those years, over 30 years ago, was actually a pathetic affair. What did he get away with?
Something like £26.
Yeah. But even so, it was an armed robbery, so, 7 years, and as his mum said, you'll be out in 4. Right. What went wrong for him inside? Why is he still there? What happened to him?
Well, it's quite hard for me to... it's sort of pat armchair psychological decisions, for me to say. But what it appears to be from what I read up on him and talking to him, is tremendous acts of self-will, really, run riot. And when people asked him to do things, he'd say no, and then back that up physically, as well as sort of aggrieve and aggress specific people within the prison system, guards, paedophiles, and those who he deemed to be rude.
But he's never killed anybody, or sort of ripped their eyeballs out.
He's not left people as he's found them, I think is the answer he gave me. But but having said that, he has targeted certain people, but no, he's never killed anybody, and he has a very strong moral code about paedophilia and murderers and stuff. And he's kept in a maximum security sort of segregated housing unit, which is specifically built for a selection, 7 prisoners actually, all of them multiple murderers. And then there's Charlie, you see, who's eccentric, yes, violent, yes, but it's a little odd when you visit them and you meet them in that environment. One becomes quite aware that he's an anomaly amongst them all. Yes. And even the prison guards have said, I've been with Charlie, he shouldn't really be in here, but they just don't know what to do, whether to put him on the wing or not, because just in case he might be attacked by other people.
What about his physicality? Because he's not, I don't think, as muscular as he used to be, but he was reputed to be Britain's strongest prisoner. He did phenomenal amounts of exercise in prison, push-ups and all sorts of things. And you had to bulk up phenomenally to do that, didn't you? I mean, you were just starting that process when we last interviewed you.
Yeah. I mean, even if I was speaking to Andy McNabb the other day, funny enough, and he'd offered Andy out of a press-up sort of competition. And anyway, he does about 3,000 press-ups a day. And when I visited him, he showed me those, and on the back of a chair. He looks like the back end of a great white shark, really. He's at 16 stone of muscle, but he's 55 years of age, and this is definitely, something from his past. I mean, he's always aware that this man has had a very physical past.
Did he tell you why he became so obsessed with exercise?
Yes, he did. It was to do with control. They seem they can't. It's the one thing that he can actually have. Is his body, and he's a fitness fanatic, to be honest. In one of his books is Solitary Fitness, but it's an element of control, I suppose. Within the confinement he's in, that's the one thing that they can't take away from him.
Predictably, when news of the film came out, that there was a lot of outrage from people saying that it actually glamorised him. Do you think it glamorises him?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's a really tragic story at the end of the day. The Charlie that we see at the end of it is locked in a coffin-shaped cage in the belly of buildings somewhere, lost and forgotten, and ultimately, he's punished entirely for his acts of self-will run riot. Really, so doesn't nothing glamorous about it at all. It's tragic.
No.
I don't think.
Well, your next comedy role is as a cage fighter.
There you go. Yeah. Exactly. So if you put on weight and you run around kicking people, then someone will take notice.
Is this a fictional storyline, or is it based on a real person?
It is. It's fiction. It's a sort of Deer Hunter meets Rocky. It's got Nick Nolte playing my dad.
Yeah.
You're heading for the stratosphere. You were. I always knew you would. It's fantastic. Really, really good.
Well, listen, Bronson is in cinemas nationwide now. It's a fabulous watch. It really is, and if only for his performance. Well, it's mostly his performance. Right, we're going to finish with Manimals, I suppose, in the bar. Is that right?